Commissioner for Budgeting Economic Planning in Edo State, Honorable Chris Ebare. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. Thank you for coming on our program. It's been a whole lot of work, I guess, for you and your other commissioners who are actually championing the cause of the Niger Delta, the SouthSouth region at the moment. Now, what do you think this whole issue of development, what does it mean to you for the region?
Well, thank you very much. Simple and straightforward. Regional integration in economic, social, political, cultural, and otherwise. I think this is just the aim of this BRACE Commission, the Economic Summit, which you are witnessing today. I think if you look at the South-South states, the 6 states that make up of South-South, you will observe that they have, a common uniformity in culture, in agriculture, in economy, politically, and otherwise. Even tribal affiliation, trace the historical background, you will see that this is like a nuclear family. I think with this, in order to harness all the potentials in the South-South region, the BRACE Commission has to come together and putting all these things in place.
It seems to me that you just come to realize that you're from the same family and you have to work together.
Exactly.
Now, going back, the first summit that was held in 2009 in Calabar and Cross River State, what changes do you think have been made so far? This is 2012. Just 3 years down the line since we had the first summit. What difference has it made to the economic development of this region?
Oh, thank you very much. If a lot have been done since that Calabar event. For instance, for the first time after that event, you see the multinationals and the international community were able to, after that event, be able to project the image and project the economic potentiality of the South-South states to the outside world, which enabled them to focus, on the South-South state. Unlike before that event, when nobody really know what each state in the South-South actually have. But since then, a lot of development have been attracted, a lot of these international, both the donor agencies, because several meetings we had with UNIDO, UNICEF, and all these, including World Bank itself.
It seems that apart from partnering all of these institutions you've mentioned, what are you doing as a region, looking inwards? How do you boost development in your states, in the states in the region?
Oh, thank you very much. And if you look at it, let me name it one by one. If you go to, for instance, in my own state, the Comrade Governor State, Edo State, you see the transformation that is taking place right now in terms of infrastructure, educational, agriculture, youth employment, and so on and so forth. If you move to River State, the same thing. If you look at the way and manner the industries are being encouraged and are being springing up in all these states, you will attest to the fact that this is a great development. And the focusing, the outside world has really placed on in part of the South-South. The same thing in Akwa Ibom, Cross River, which is known for one of the greatest tourist states in the country. Then Bayelsa. Recently, I think a very big company, after that summit of 2009, where this vessel will be manufactured by South Korea company, was also cited there. A lot that are a lot of the economy that are taking place in all the regions.
Now, let's look at the resources in this region. So far, this is where the oil base is. Yeah. And apart from Ondo State, that is not part of the SouthSouth region, which is also part of the Niger Delta, to what extent have you utilized what you've gotten in the states to move this region, in the states, I mean the states in the region, to move this region forward? Because a lot of time we hear about having to meet international donors, foreign investors. What level of investment have you been able to use the resources to build?
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Yes, we agree that the SouthSouth had the can we say the ghost that is laying the golden eggs for the country, because this is where the oil, which is 99.9% of the country revenue, is coming from. I said 99 because of the Ondo you just mentioned. For instance, you see, apart from the allocation we got from the federal government, we inwardly, there are several, all the sisters, they also focus on their attention on the internally generated revenues, which they harness to make sure that they complement whatever that comes from the federal government. In addition to that, take for instance, for Edo State. Edo State is known for the food basket of the SouthSouth. We are noted for our agriculture. What we realize from the agriculture, the government in Edo State also use that the same resources to complement what we receive from the federal government. Likewise, Akwa Ibom State, the oil revenue, you can see what the man is using it there, using it for. You go to River State, the same thing. You go to...
What about Bayelsa? It seems that though we've not been able to speak directly with one of those from Bayelsa, what do you think has been done in that state as part of the SouthSouth region?
You mean Bayelsa?
Yes. Do you have an insight into what plans the government has been...
You can see the educational transformation the governor in Bayelsa and Akwa Ibom State is putting in place. For the first time, I think a friend was cracking joke recently. He said, "Look, oh boy, you no longer have a houseboy in Akwa Ibom. All the whole Akwa Ibom are now in school. They now go to school. Even those of them that are abroad. I mean, when I say abroad, those of them that are in Lagos, Benin, and so on and so forth. They are not coming in. Educational wise, apart from the infrastructure, the man is transforming the state a great deal with the little resources it's having from the internally.
As a Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, let's talk about the government's expenditure of the SouthSouth region. We're going to use Edo State as a case study here. To what extent have you been able to put aside funds for development in your state?
Thank you very much. I don't know when you were coming to Asaba, whether you passed through Edo State. You will see the monumental development that is taking place in Edo State today. I think you will give a big kudo to the comrade governor, Comrade Adams Ali Oshomole. The little resources we are having in Edo State, we make sure that is utilized, to the barest minimum. For instance, in the budget ministry, there's a lot of regulation we put in place. From any resources from the IGRO, any resources from the federal government, we have what we call a section that take care of the warrant department. The warrant, there is a department which is under my ministry, whereby every kobo that is going out is verified stage by stage. Every resources we get from the IGRO, internally generated revenues. Yes, it goes through this process. Not only that, there is also a department which is called the Monitoring and Evaluation Unit. Before a contract is awarded, this department has to look at it, have to make sure that exactly what is expected of that contract that is awarded, that resources is used for it. You know, recently Edo State enacted the procurement, you know, law. And that procurement law ensures that every contract that is going to be awarded in Edo State is published to the whole world, not only just within the Nigerian newspaper, on the internet.
Do you follow through to through the implementation stages of this contract, even if they've been made known?
Yes,
to the public?
that is the function of the monitoring and evaluation department in my ministry. If you've been to the state, you'll see a lot of vehicles written there. Once a road contract is awarded, you know, either 3 times in a week or thereabout, that department has to run through that road to ensure that the quality of material that is bidded for is what is being used. The time specified that contract has to be done, that is what is. Okay. That is what it is for. Even my comrade governor also compliments, because he sets time aside to go around. Maybe you must have seen 1 or 2 occasions to see that, to ensure that it is
just before you came in, I was talking to the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry in Delta State, and it made mention of one thing, and that it is not compulsory, let me put it that way, for all of the states in the SouthSouth region to have a development park and a free trade zone. Do you agree with that? Yeah. Going by the fact that you also want to establish a good pathway for economic growth in Edo State as a commissioner.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that fact that you do not have to have a free trade zone in your state?
No. I think it depends on the geographical location. You know, when you talk of free trade zone, for instance, your mind will really go to Calabar, for instance, which is a part of.
They have in Delta.
Yeah, they have in Delta. I think it's a laudable idea because it's part of the blueprint we have in Brace Commission.
Now, do you agree with the fact that not all of the states should have?
No, I don't agree. And that is why I said depends on the kind of agenda a state is set for itself. Well, I feel we should have a free trade zone. If my state, for instance, we have 4 carry-down program that the comrade governor, since he came into office, you know, have been implemented. If at the end of the day we decided in the executive council and said, look, I think it's a high time we have a free trade zone, then so be it. I think it's a laudable idea. It's something that all the SouthSouth regions should have.
Okay, let's look at the issue of the policies of your state, economic policies drive growth if they follow through. What kind of policies do you expect the South-South region to put in place? Because you want to attract investment into your region, and you want to go beyond oil, like I spoke with the Delta State Commissioner earlier on. Now, what policies do you think should be put in place to attract this investment and to help safeguard the investment?
First and foremost is the enabling environment.